just really pleased with the way it's gone. People have understood what we're saying and engaged with it, and I think that's what we wanted. You know, we just hoped that people would get it, as we've said, and it's been such a long journey.
It's been a hell of a journey, hasn't it?
Yeah.
But I think for all of us, it's a process of reviewing what in nearly all our cases has been a kind of life's work in a way, and sometimes a life's work filtered through very profound and difficult life experiences. So it's been enormously satisfying, I think, in the end, to come up with something that feels like it kind of validates everything that led up to it.
This new framework is a way of saying we are now taking on board both the criticisms but also providing alternatives about causes and meanings, because causes and meanings in human life are important, whether or not you've got a mental health problem. So this is just a way of doing it which doesn't involve any longer putting people in diagnostic boxes which have been invented by professionals.
We're very keen that this was a framework which is essentially offering people an alternative to the traditional diagnostic framework, which of course some people have found helpful, and we acknowledge that in the document, and but you know, myself and many other people have found that having diagnoses imposed on us and no alternatives being offered actually, well, not just unhelpful, in sometimes actually really traumatising, to have kind of very real things just turned into symptoms and then medicalised.
I think for me the absolute key message is that distress happens from the outside inwards. That for me has been my guiding principle with this, with all my thinking about the project and all the ways the project is developed. It's to get to an understanding of how it is that people who experience difficult life events or unusual combinations of adverse circumstances, how distress happens for them in ways that doesn't hold them personally responsible or culpable.
I think this framework is really welcome, and it's going to substantiate and provide so much more richness and explanation to some of the things that social workers have known for a very long time, some of the models that we work to. It's going to enable us to have discussions across the different professions about how we can come together on a different way of understanding mental health illness and mental health problems and mental distress.
And it's delightful to see 400 people here today to celebrate this very important step forward.
Well, I think, like we've said today, one of the things about this kind of framework is really trying to make sense of what is often seems quite surprising, unusual kinds of experiences that can happen to people when they feel distressed. And I think what we're trying to do is try to provide a framework for making sense of that and making links between what's happening for people and what's happening in their lives and what's happened in the past as well.
It's just that kind of real lived experience that is really coming across very powerfully. And for me, I place a lot of value in people with lived experience being in control of how their stories are told, but also what kind of responses most make sense to them.
People are really hungering for alternative ways of making sense. So yeah, it's fantastic.
Really I found the day really useful. I found all the presentations, funny, enlightening, really made me think in a different kind of way. So I'm really quite excited about the future.
It's been fantastic. It's really exciting. I think, we live in an era of austerity where it often feels like everything's going downhill. There's more and more difficulty, less and less resources, and so this is, it's great to hear an idea about hope, really, and new ways of looking at things.